Well, Capricorn, it's your turn for June 2022, your monthly forecast by me, Didici, from astrology.com.au. I'll start the animation here so we can see in particular this fifth house very strongly focused right now, especially with the retrograde Mercury, which is a powerful communication planet. It rules this sixth and ninth areas of your horoscope, service and education. And it shows a new creative approach to that as a result of, especially there on the third and fourth, stationary, ready to move forward again. And then taking its time up until the 14th to move back into its own domicile, which is where it started its retrograde motion last month. So some important developments here. You'll notice the cluster of planets here, Mercury, Node, Uranus and Venus in this creative area. It can also be construed as a social, romantic area. It influences this 11th house. So often people, even astrologers, forget that although a house is vacant, such as this 10th house of career is vacant in the opposite sign here, you do have the powerful reflex energy of Mars and Jupiter. Keep your eye out here for a simultaneous transit, Capricorn, which is very powerful. As I've said, number one, the movement of Mercury into this sixth house of service, work, health, and debts, coinciding with, in Sagittarius, a full moon. This 12th house is a secretive house. Sometimes these secretive houses, the 12th, the 4th, the 8th, aren't easy to pinpoint in terms of the activity that's going on. In your case, I'd say that because you've got a strong accentuation of this fifth house of amorous love and creative activity, you may want to spend time alone. There it is, 13, 14, full moon, just as Mercury here transits into this sixth house. So there's going to be a powerful convergence of energy here in the sixth house, 12th house, but fifth house of creativity, love affairs, etc. This, according to the Hindu astrologers, is a sexual house, along with the 8th house being a secretive house. They call this house Sukha. Sukha meaning the bed pleasures. Bed pleasures may not just be sex, though. You know, if you're anything like me, sometimes you just like to stay in bed for hours, read the newspaper or whatever. It could be one of those lazy sort of days. And so Mercury here gets you thinking again about your work, about your service, about the direction and the pattern of your life. It's an important house of the zodiac because it shows how we schedule our days, how we utilize our time, how productive we are. And as I say, you know, time really is the currency. So I think this sixth house has a lot to do with time, as does Saturn, which we can see here went retrograde earlier in the month around the 5th, here in the second house of finance. So I get a feeling this retrogression and the way you're utilizing your time is going to have an important impact here on this financial sector of your horoscope. Here we have square aspects, challenging aspects from Venus. There it is there, just around the 20th to the 22nd, also indicating some sorts of relationship struggles, but mostly I think it's got to do with finances. Venus rules your career sector. Saturn rules, along with Uranus, this second house of finance, and that right angle. Fortunately, it passes. Then around the 22nd, 23rd, Venus starts its transit in this sixth house as well. I think it's at that time you feel that you've got a bit of a breakthrough in terms of how you're going to manage your financial affairs and your workplace activities. That's more pronounced with the transit of the moon there on the 26th and the 27th, activating these two very positive planets. These are two of your best planets, by the way. So I'm not worried about this 6th house. Neither am I too concerned about the health implications, which the 6th house also regulates. The final transit is on the 29th, taking place here as a new moon and sun in conjunction in your 7th house, bringing to the fore your relationships. And naturally, the new moon is well known for its interpretation as being the start of new, exciting things, the turning of the page to open a new chapter in the book of your life, Capricorn. Get on over to astrology.com.au. You'll read more on this, and for the rest of the year, I've got a whole lot of information over there. We've got our blogs there. We've got our free psychic readings. You got me, by the way, if you need to have a more detailed analysis, a personal consultation with me. That I would welcome. I look forward to it. I would also welcome you subscribing so you can be up to date with what we've got going on here. And naturally, I'll be back next month. Hopefully, you'll be here to join me again. Take care. Bye-bye.